Welcome. In this training, we'll be going over the Tracks tab to understand how to get the most out of it. To start, let's select the unit we'll be pulling the track history of. Next, we can choose our coloring type, and if there are a couple methods of this. Our first option will be by trips. This will give the unit a new coloration between each parking. Our second option is a single color. This is the most helpful when comparing tracks between two vehicles at once, because you can give each vehicle a separate coloration. The last option is by speed. It allows to color different parts of the track in accordance with the vehicle speed. For example, a slow speed would be a soft blue, and a high speed would be a bright red. Now we can choose the outline thickness, and this will just affect the width of the track line. Map outputs are a useful feature, allowing to get even more detail than just a simple line. Event numbering allows you to see the order in which events have occurred. Event grouping allows you to see the time detail in events that are too close together. Fuel theft will show a large loss of fuel. Speedings will show speedings. Fuel fillings will show a large gain in fuel. Events can be shown on the map to indicate where any notification and manual event entry have taken place. Using the images below, we can see the location on the track where any picture was sent. Similar to images, the video icon can show videos instead of images. Parkings will show any parking, and stops will show any stop, which is basically any non-movement detected for less than the time required to create a parking. Initial and final positions will be highlighted at the beginning and end for the whole time frame selected to pull the track. Show annotations will give a small timestamp next to the track to give you a better understanding of the timeline. Without applying trip detector, the line will show the track for each individual coordinate reported by the tracking device. When you apply the trip detector, you can see what the track looks like after filtering these coordinates using settings and trip detection in the unit properties. In fact, such markers as parking, stops, speeding, fuel fillings, thefts also depend on unit properties, which are covered separately in an advanced part of these tutorials. Now we have the date tool. There are several ways to operate this tool as well. First, we have specified interval. After clicking on the time input box, a calendar will pop up with a selectable date and switchable time frame. You should first choose the start and end of your report request, then click on the correct date. The second option is start from until today. It's a bit easier, just like the specified interval. You'll enter the from date, and it will pull all the information from that date until your current time. The last three of these options is my personal favorite. The reason it's one of the more useful intervals is because it encaptures how tracks are actually requested. All I need to do is select the quantity of time, for example 2, and then the unit of time, whether that be a minute, hour, day, week, or month. I'll select a day. Lastly, on the bottom, you can select the checkbox including current. This way you choose to include the current time of the unit. For example, if track is for the last 2 weeks, then by choosing this checkbox, you will see data for this week and the previous week. Now that we've got our unit and time constraints, we can select the Show Track button and get the results of our pull. Now that we can see the result of our tracks for that day, we can also see the individual trips by expanding the track with the plus button. To the right of the trip expansion button, we can see a colored box with a check mark. The check mark means that it's visible on the map, while the color helps define which track is on the map. Just over that, you'll see the object or unit's name, and below you can see the date or date range it pulled from. Next is the mileage icon, which displays the total mileage for that track. The button on the left of the green arrow is defined as the initial position of the track. The button on the right of the green arrow is defined as the final position of the track. If you click on the green arrow to the right of the mileage, you'll see a track tool pop up. This tool is extremely useful when seeing the path of the vehicle travel step by step. The first square you see is the color of the track. This is just a key to make sure you know what track you're looking at on the player. The drop-down box to the right of that is the unit or object selection. You can only see the units here that you've pulled the track history of. Next to the drop box, there are two icons. The crosshair centers the vehicle the map while it plays, and the image icon can show the street view of the map integration if you allow it to. Below these sections, you'll see an address, which shows the specific address the unit was located at that specific moment of timestamp. And below that, you can see the specific timestamp. The green button here allows you to play the track, while these other buttons allow you to see the initial position of the track, go to the previous point, go to the next point, and see the final position of the track. To the far right of this row, you can change the playback speed to either be faster or slower. The track player also shows parameters and sensors at the time of that positioning. This can be very useful for devices with accident alerts, and you can see how the accident occurred. Lastly, if that is a common track or a required route for the vehicles to drive, you can use the Save Geofence function to save the route as a line geofence. Congratulations and thank you for completing the Tracks tab tutorial. I hope by now you feel a little more at ease when operating through our platform. To further extend your knowledge of our platform, check out our other video tutorials for more specific trainings. I'll see you next time.